A father regretted buying his daughter's new automobile after seeing a message inside. A child can finally receive a driver's license when they become 16 years old. Because of this, many fortunate children frequently get a vehicle on their 16th birthday. Count Jada Duke among the children. A few weeks before her birthday, her father, Kevin, purchased a second-hand automobile, had it serviced, and made sure it worked well before giving it to her. That's when he came upon something strange. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. Kevin Duke started looking for a car for his daughter Jada in January 2015. Jada would be 16 in March of that year. A customer at his construction work informed him about a car that was for sale when he brought it up. "She told me that she had seen a car that would be a perfect starter car for my daughter," he stated to CNHI News. The vehicle under consideration was a silver used Ford Fusion. Duke drove the automobile and commented, "It was a good car, but the brakes squeak a little bit." A few days later, he purchased the vehicle and brought it home for minor repairs to ensure his daughter would be safe in it. Even after going over the entire car at least 5 times, he felt the need to double-check. He eventually discovered something he had missed in the upper glove box. Kevin Duke unlatched the upper section for the 6th time. "I noticed the cover on the bottom was removable," he said. "I thought it might be dirty, so I popped the cover loose, and when I did, I saw the corner of the envelope." Duke opened the package in the car out of curiosity. "I sat right there and read it and bawled like a baby," he remembered. New car owner was the recipient of the mail, which also said, "Important info inside." Duke was taken aback upon opening the letter to see what was inside, even though he had probably assumed it included information on any maintenance issues he should be aware of about the vehicle. The handwritten letter inside the mail revealed the car's colorful history. Duke could not believe what he was reading as he carefully read the letter. "I have a lot of personal memories associated with this automobile. Everything in my home has vanished. All I had left to touch was this automobile," the letter stated. When it comes to used cars, most people are usually only thinking about how long they will own it for. Duke, however, gained a genuine insight into the life that his daughter's automobile had before he purchased it, as he read the letter to the end. As you're about to discover, the automobile had a previous life and even a name. "My family loaded this automobile up with affection and other gooey stuff. We listened to country and 80s music, pulled down our windows, and went on 2 road excursions. In the back seat, I've changed more diapers than I can remember." The message said, "There's probably a crayon or a sucker stick concealed someplace that belongs to my baby." Kevin Duke discovered why the automobile had been taken from the person who clearly cherished it by reading the letter. It's true that the letter writer took the time to detail a few issues with the vehicle. The letter said, "My daughter learned to ride and crash her bike in the dent on the rear driver's side fender and the dent in the passenger side door." It's possible that Duke reflected about the time he helped his own daughter how to ride a bike and was less concerned about the damages on her first vehicle. The vehicle was named Sylvia as well. "We were all riding around the first day Mom acquired this automobile when Dr. Hook's Sylvia's Mother aired on the radio. My kid suggested that we name the automobile, so that's how the name kind of stuck. Thus, kindly refrain from changing her name," the letter read. Duke would discover more about Sylvia and her experiences with this unidentified family as he continued to read. The catastrophe that finally resulted in his obtaining the automobile would soon be revealed to him. "I just wanted to say how wonderful of a car you purchased. My mother owned this automobile. She died in a home fire on February 25, 2015, along with my aunt and my 6-year-old daughter." The message said, "My mom drove this automobile the final time she drove it, the day she left us." When Kevin found that the automobile was involved in this kind of catastrophe, he was shocked. Given how much importance the automobile held, he questioned why it had been given up. Sabrina Archie is the name of the woman who wrote the letter. The family house caught fire while Archie was at work, engulfing her mother, daughter, and aunt. Archie had to cope not just with the loss of some of the most significant individuals in her life, but also with the fallout from the accident. Archie, who was unexpectedly without a place to live, also had to take care of her second daughter, who had not been home when the fire happened. Archie's mother's vehicle and the backpack her late daughter had placed inside it were all that remained of her after the fire. The automobile was nonetheless repossessed in spite of what had transpired. The car's insurance did not pay for it because of a mistake in the paperwork. "It's very upsetting that I've lost my family, my home, and now I'm losing this last link I have with my mom and child through no fault of my own," said Archie. As you'll soon discover, Archie wasn't resentful, but she did have a request. Archie was left with a myriad of financial obligations to handle on her alone, even though her community rallied to assist with burial expenses. The car's financing company did all in their power to assist Archie, but ultimately, they had to take the vehicle away from her. Archie gave the car one more look to see if anything was left behind before it was taken up. She found a thin imprint of a kid's shoe on the dashboard where her late daughter used to sit while examining the vehicle. She instantly started crying and was overcome with memories the minute she saw it. Archie was inspired to write the letter at that point to whoever ended up becoming the new owner of her mother's Ford Fusion. She had no idea that the automobile wouldn't travel that far. Archie didn't feel bitter against the new owner of her mother's automobile even though she was forced to give it up against her will. She explained, saying, "I don't hate you. I'm hoping it's the finest vehicle you've ever had. I hope it continues for another 100 years. I hope there are kids, toys, and other miscellaneous items in the back seat." Archie did offer a request at the conclusion of the letter. You'll see in a moment that even though she wasn't resentful, she still wanted the automobile back. "Life happened in this car," she went on. "We experienced adventure, love, and joy in this automobile. Now that you own it, please keep in mind that this is a memory, not simply an automobile. The final remnant of my family is this automobile, with all its peculiarities. Treat it with kindness." It was difficult for Archie to let go of the automobile that held so many memories of her family, but things would soon come full circle. Archie really hoped the new owner would appreciate the automobile as much as her family had, even though she was sad to part with it. She even offered this unique recommendation: listen to a country song. The song "Big Green Tractor" was my daughter's all-time favorite, or "Free Bird" by Lynyrd Skynyrd. We loved that song so much, I played it at their funerals. She genuinely wanted the new owner of the automobile to understand how significant it was. Archie was aware that Sylvia might not even spend a lot of time with her new owner. She also said in the letter, "Please try to reach me if you ever want to sell Sylvia. I can't afford to buy it right now because I recently paid for 3 funerals, but maybe later on if you realize she's just not the right person for you, my financial position will be better." Duke was conflicted about the automobile he had just purchased for his daughter after reading that passage. He made the decision to get in touch and get Archie's approval. Archie was from Greenup, Kentucky, while Kevin Duke resided in Flatwoods, about 15 minutes away. Duke was so overcome with emotion after reading the letter that he felt compelled to track down Archie and inform her that her mother's Ford was now in capable hands. Fortunately, it wasn't too difficult to locate Archie. Duke was so affected that he requested whether he may post her message on Facebook. Things truly started to change at that point. The devastating letter was swiftly published on Facebook by Duke and gained widespread attention, particularly after being shared by the Love What Matters group. 19,000 replies were left on the post by users from as far away as Australia. A lot of people were moved by Sabrina Archie's tale and thought Duke ought to give her back the automobile. At that point, a citizen read the narrative and made the decision to act independently. For them, telling the narrative was insufficient. Tammy Warrington, who lives in Kansas more than 800 miles away, was very touched by Archie's message. She was apparently taken aback by Archie's lack of resentment over giving up the automobile when she received the letter. According to Warrington, "It devastated me on her behalf," CJ Online said. Warrington recalled how she felt about the death of her own father and how she would feel about her 5-year-old kid as well. She recalled thinking that Archie should return her automobile, and in the end, they managed to sort things out. Warrington had no idea who had written the letter when she first saw it. Kevin Duke was the only person she had to go by while sharing it. Warrington made the decision to get in touch with Duke to ask for her assistance in getting the Ford Fusion back to its original owner. To her amazement, Duke had already gotten in contact with Archie. Warrington collaborated with Duke to determine the cost of replacing Duke's daughter's vehicle, allowing them to give Archie the Ford Fusion back without requiring her to purchase it entirely. They calculated that in order to cover taxes, return the car to Archie, pay credit card processing costs, and buy a replacement for the automobile Duke had planned to gift his daughter, they would need to raise $12,000 in total. To raise money, an internet campaign for donations was created. They were only able to raise a few $100s at start. Then one day, they had $3,500. Warrington discovered a deluge of texts when she checked her email. It seems that a promotion was shown in an Australian TV program. And lastly, Warrington was called by TLC to promote Archie's newfound connection with the Dukes on This Is Life Live. Kevin Duke would only go on television if he could give Archie his keys back in person. Duke, for his part, only wanted to tell what he considered to be a fascinating narrative. My goal was not to profit financially from it. He told CNHI News, if I could have afforded to replace the car, then I would have just given it to her. When Sylvia was eventually given back to Archie, he was ecstatic to feel the spot where her mother had once gripped the steering wheel. Kevin Duke was still able to buy an automobile for his daughter. She also gave it the appropriate name Sylvia. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.